Hey guys, it's Maymay. I'm my trusty sidekick.
Oh, Vinnie's here. Welcome to the kitchen.
I had an idea. I thought it might be fun for you to see us make some of our favorite holiday treats, then see me package them in a way that you could give them as gifts using our paper crafting skills. So this video is one in a series, and I don't really know which one it is because we're filming all the treats kind of the same day. So I don't really know which video this lands in. But I can tell you this. This is Vinnie's Vittles. This is where it came from, the original.
This is the original.
This is the thing. And I made a video on my channel. I think I looked it up and it was like 7 or 8 years ago. It might have been longer than that because it was in the craft room downstairs and we're still here. And that video only had like 2,200 views. And I'm like, hey, half of our people don't have any idea about Vinnie's Vittles and where it came from. So Vinnie's going to mix up his special snack mix for you. And this is where we discover Vinnie's a putter-togetherer.
That's right. All right, so around my house, when I like to snack on different things. And rather than having 25 bowls with all the different things in it that I like, I just kind of mix it together. That's why I came up with the idea that I was not really a chef, but I was a putter-togetherer. That's what we called it. So Vinnie's Vittles was one of the first things that I did, and it just was my snack mix, and it just got named that. So that's where the YouTube name came from. And then every year the kids ask me to make it when they come home for the holidays. And so we made a big batch to take with us to Thanksgiving. And we're going to make a batch for you today. Okay, in this bowl, I have about a half a bag of the original Cheez-its and about a half a bag of the white cheddar Cheez-its. I'm going to add pretzels.
Do you just do this by feel all the time?
100% of the time.
So what are you feeling for?
I mean, usually it's just like a half a bag of everything. It's typically how I do it. I don't.
So equal amounts.
Yeah, basically. I mean, usually I'm also mixing it in a gallon Ziploc bag instead of this. So it's, I just kind of see how it goes in the bag. And then we're going to add some M&Ms for Christmas time. A lot of times during the regular parts of the year, I just use peanuts, but it's the holidays, so we're going to use peanut M&Ms, and we get a little chocolate and a little salty.
Okay, that feels like a lot, but I feel like I like it.
Yeah. Now, I like to zest it up a little bit, so I use garlic salt, okay? If you don't like garlic salt, it's not necessary that you add it because the salt from the pretzels and the Cheez-Its are going to also kind of mix in with it and give it a little flavor. But I like the garlic salt. And you might want to turn your head when I put this on because you don't realize how much I put in here.
I'll never eat it again. That's what'll happen.
That's why I look that way.
I don't want to look that way. I'm going to watch this video. He knows I'm not about garlic salt. And listen, I'll say this. That wasn't too bad. Now he's going to put more. Hold on. Listen, I'll say this to you guys. You don't have to do garlic salt. You can do garlic powder, and you still get the garlic and the salt from the pretzels and the Cheez-Its and all that. And garlic powder will give you the garlic flavor. This does kick up the sweet salty thing. It does, and it feeds that kind of I want sweet and salty. But you literally could do this with just garlic. Vinnie is just a salt fan.
Now, normally this is in a Ziploc bag, and I just flip it around like this to mix it up, but I'm going to have to mix it with my hands today. My hands are clean, so just, kind of ignore that if that drives you insane.
They can watch the vlog to see that your hands are washed. Look how Christmassy with the red and green.
And that's just how we do it. We pour the ingredients in, we mix them all up by hand, then you can put it in whatever delivery device you want. In this situation, Maymay's making the craft for it to go in. If you're not making the craft and you just want to make this at home, just pour it in a gallon Ziploc bag and go to town.
I'll say this about Vinnie too. There's been times he's used different things, like if you wanted to use the square pretzels, or if you wanted to use
pretzel sticks, that don't make any difference.
And you've also used the different Cheez-It flavors. Like sometimes you've used, what's the one? It's the sharp cheddar.
There's
or the
an extra cheddar or something like that.
So you can play with this any way you want. But what you want to think about as a gift is who you're giving it to. Okay, so if there's a seasoning or something they can't have, or there's something they like better than another, mix it up. And honestly, I think this would be delicious if you put like if you're making Chex Mix,
Yeah.
you did this kind of same thing and used Chex Mix instead of the Cheez-Its with that, I think it'd be delicious.
You could do it. But for now, we're just going to add it to this little bowl. This is going to probably be loud, so I apologize. And then you can mix it again if you want to. Voila.
Okay, so this is going to go to the shop, and I'm going to package it up to give as gifts. Okay, so I'm now at the office in my paper crafting room with our Vinnie's Vittles, and I've decided how I want to package it. I'm going to show you because I did one as a sample just to see how I liked it, and I really think this is cute. The reason I went with this one is because this is one sheet of cardstock, and you can make these ahead of time. So if you wanted to sit down and do the bag part, you could do it super easy. Plus, it's easy to close. You don't have to have any fancy fasteners, no magnets, no Velcro, because again, people probably won't hold on to this. It's the treat inside that they won't. So let me show you how you do this one. Nothing new. We've seen these before. First, what I did was I took my snack mix and I bagged it up. Now these bags, I got these off of Amazon, and I kind of did this to help me out. I got these that were a little longer than I really needed. So if I wanted to package these, I could, and I could edit the bag size, or if I wanted to package something bigger. So if you're doing like cookies or something you wanted to lay in here, you could do that too. The other thing I want to suggest, I still have another snack idea coming to you. You might want to go ahead and grab up your bags. I picked these, like I said, off of Amazon. These are the pretzel bags that have the seal on them. I'll link the bags that I have below in the description for you guys. And go ahead and get these and have them ready, so you're always ready to give a little goodie. Okay, ready for this? You only need one piece of 8.5 by 11, which is one thing I really liked about this one, because you could really just grab a pack of cardstock and get to work and not have to do a bunch of cutting. So for mine, what I did was I scored on the 8.5 by 11 side. I scored at 2 inches and then at 6.5. So really, I'm just scoring 2 inches in and 2 inches in, okay? Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score at 4 3/4 and 6 1/4. Now, this is something else I like about this style of container. When I'm making a box, what I do here and what I do here has to match, but this doesn't do that. So I could make this bigger if I wanted. If I make the bottom of my container bigger, I just get shorter sides, okay? So those are the only score marks we like. Another thing I thought was bonus, you don't have to do a lot of scoring. Now let's fold and crease on the side, these long lines. You guys have probably seen this bag before. It's the fold flat bag, and I know I've done it on my channel before, and you guys have probably seen it. What's so cool about it is, like I said, you can make these up and stack them for use later. They're very, very easy for that. All right, see these lines here? This is your, let me get it where you can see it. There's our little score lines for the side. This is where this gets a little tricky, okay? What we're going to do, that score line, I'm going to bring this where you can see this. There we go. So that score line ends right here. What I want to do is I want to take this score line and I want to line it up along this side. Okay, now that's confusing in the air, but let me show you what I mean. If I put my finger down where that meets the side and I lift that score line up, I then am going to push this score line even with this side. Just push and get that to go right into place. And I'll bring this up to camera so you can see it. So you see what we've done there? We just pushed that score line even with this side. And you'll do that to both. I want you to see kind of the line you get. You get this little angled line here, and there's our score line there. Something I should have done, I didn't, was fold and crease that line. I told y'all in a video recently, I'm notorious for not folding and creasing all my lines. It does help. So let me do that before we do the rest of them. I always forget to do that. All right, so we'll do it again, and you'll see that everything just folds up nice and neat. Okay, let's do this side. Now, when you turn it around, you're still taking that score line to the edge, just like that, and then pressing. And I will turn this in the camera all the way so you can see it. Do you see how it kind of tucks that in, and then it brings these sides up? And all you're doing, if I lay this down, is doing that angled fold right there. So bringing that score to that side. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other. So short score to long side. Works much better when you already did the pre-folding. And then this one, short score to long side. Now, when we open this up, we're going to apply glue in these shapes. I'll put it on with the glue and you'll be able to see where it goes. So we're avoiding that little kind of pie shape we did the fold on. So we're avoiding this section, and we're going to come down here and do the same, leaving our side section open. And then when we lay this down, we're only sealing down these top and bottom section so that when we lift our sides up, that middle is free to do that. See? It's very easy. It's a little complicated on camera, but it's very easy to do. And once you figure it out, you can really make these pretty quick. So again, if you needed to make a bunch of them, you could get it done pretty easy with one full sheet of 8.5 by 11, a little bit of folding and creasing and some glue, and you get the container part done pretty quick. Okay, you'll see here, you just close up on our snacks inside. I'm going to tuck this part down like that. I don't want to poke holes in the little bag. Instead, what I'm going to do is put this guy together, and you could do this with a template and measuring and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to poke my little hole punch in here and get a hole on this side and a hole on that side, and that's where I will tie my ribbon through. Also, in an effort to save cardstock, I decided to put some cardstock on that piece that measures 3 by 4. That way I can get a lot out of 12 by 12, and I can even get 2 out of 6 by 6 pieces. So that means I can do 1 bag out of this 6 by 6. So those are 2 3-inch pieces. And now I'll cut 4. And I'll show you what I mean by that. If I go back to the bag, because we can lay this flat, I can flip this over. And these little pieces, what I decided to do was to glue it like this and like this. Not using a whole lot of my supplies, but still getting a cute look. Because these, like I said, these are kinds of things people won't really hang on to. They're not really keepsakes. So I don't want to use all of my good supplies in my stash, but it's a great way to use scraps if you've got some 3 by 4 scraps. And also, they don't have to be specifically Christmas. They could be red, green, or whatever the season you're giving a treat in. It's also a great way to use your ephemera up, because if you have some stacks of ephemera sitting around, you could glue another little piece on here or something that says Merry Christmas or something like that, just depending on what you've got sitting around. So let's go ahead and get this guy closed up. I'll put this guy in, tuck that little piece down, and I'm going to run my ribbon through using my bead threader. So I'll feed that through that hole. I'm using a different ribbon this time so you can see it done in different ways. Pull that through. And I'll feed this through this side. Pull that through. And this right here, you can use some really inexpensive ribbon. You don't have to use expensive ribbon. You can tie a bow or a knot. All you want this to do is keep your little box closed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it about like that just to hold it in place for me for a minute, and I'm going to make a tag to go on it. So this is our stamp set called Ribbons and Bows Tag Builder. I took this tag and this sentiment and I cut the SVG out on my Cricut, the free SVG. So you can see here I cut the shape and then I stamped Merry Christmas on, and then I cut this shape. Then for the one I did first, I colored it. I'm using the Studio Light alcohol markers. I really love these guys. And here's one thing I love. Now I have 3 packs here, but I want to show you. I think I'm going to pull these. I was going to keep these in their packaging and store them that way, but I think I'm going to pull them out and store them where I can keep the numbers together, because you see 10, 11, and 12. These are 3 of my blending numbers. So if you have the time for this, this might be more than you want to spend time doing, because if you're giving a bunch of these away. But if you have the time, it's really cute to like just color the bow or just color one section of this little tag. And you don't have to do anything super fancy. Just give it a cute little coat of color. So I did the light color first, and then I'm going to use number 11. And I'm just going to come in on the sides just a little bit of some of the spaces to give it a little bit of dimension. Not doing a lot. Just so it has a little bit of life. Then I'm going to take the deepest one. This is the darkest color. I'm going to color inside this bow here to give us some dimension. Then on these center pieces, these little folds, I'm giving it that darker color, just going right over them, not trying to be perfect. And right here along the edge, just a little, and right here. And I really want it to have that almost cartoony look. I don't want it to be perfectly smooth. I want you to see the dimension pretty quickly when you look at it. Now, you can color your frame on here as well, the tag on here as well. And I just chose a green that matches my ribbon. And I'm just going to run around and do a quick little coloring right here. You could do this with pre-made ribbons or tags. I have this stamp set. I love this stamp set. I thought this will be a cute one to do it with. Also, in case you don't know, all of our stamps come with free SVGs that you can cut out on your Cricut or whatever machine you have that cuts SVGs. And it really makes this super, super easy. So a little bit of color. Then I'm going to pop this guy up on a little bit of foam tape. And then I'm going to pop it up here. I just think it's cute to have that little bit of dimension on there. And it doesn't take a whole lot to get that done. All right, let's poke a hole in this tag. Then go back to our treat. I'm going to grab my ribbon threader one more time, my bead threader one more time. And we'll send this bottom ribbon through. Then we can just tie this. I don't know if I'm going to do a bow here or not. Let's see if we can get one out of this. I might have cut it too short. I tend to do that. Yep, as cute as that would have been, I cut it a little bit short, but we're just going to do a knot. And there's one idea, and I'll bring the other one over so you can see it as well. Look how cute they are. I think they turned out really cute. This little guy right here, I did more coloring. I did the background of that little tag, and with this one without, I think it looks just as good either way. And just, depends on how much time you've got to get these done. So there you go, cute little treats to give out. Wouldn't they be precious? Sitting them on your coworker's desk, or maybe maybe for a teacher, you put one of these in your fellow teachers' little boxes, their mailboxes or something. I think they'd be super cute. And of course, you'd fill out the back of the tag and things like that before you handed them out. All right, you guys, that is our second little treat idea. I've got one more for you. I hope you're enjoying these as much as I am. And I hope you think about these for next year, even if not this year. Think about pre-making these kind of fold flats so you can have them in the future and for all throughout the year. All right. You know what to do, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, bye now.